Greetings and good afternoon. God is not finished writing my story, so who am I to take the pen back? I want to talk about a young man growing up and in school. In grade school, the teacher asked him to write a picture of what he wanted to be when he grew up. And I remember writing a picture of myself behind a desk with a suit and tie on. And I made a name plaque. And on the front of that name plaque, I wrote executive. And it seemed like from that point on, the challenges in my life began. Not knowing as a young man that those were my formative years, that those challenges were forming me and preparing me to become that picture. And in becoming that picture, I went through a lot of trials, I went through a lot of tribulations, I went through a lot of heartbreak, and also a lot of failure. At that time, I didn't understand that failure was an option, but giving up was not. At that particular time, I didn't understand that failure was preparing me for success. As I know today, that many of famous people, rich people, people of notoriety, they failed many times. Michael Jordan failed, Kobe Bryant failed, Lord bless him, rest in peace. And inventors failed. But in their failing, one inventor said he did not fail. He only found 10,000 things that just did not work. Today I'm sharing this video with you, or making this video, due to the fact that there are many people out there today who have a voice. There are many people out there today who wrote down a picture of what they wanted to become as children, what they wanted to become when they become adults. And it seems like that picture for them got distorted. That picture for them got erased due to life's difficulties and challenges. I myself, some of the challenges I faced were alcoholism, drugism, fearism, and a whole bunch of other isms that come along with that. The ism of people talking about me, wanting people to like me, resorting to following somebody else's pace and not maintaining my own pace. And in doing that, yes, I failed many a times. I stand in front of you today because I know today that God was writing my story. This is not a spiritual video. This video is about letting other people know that that life is good, but also those challenges that we face and those things that we go through, they're forming us. They're creating us to become stronger beings. Not just to be a human doing, but to be a human being making change upon the planet. I realized that a lot of the things that I went through in my formative years, even the things that I'm going through today, those things are meant to make me stronger, make me wiser. Those things come in order to help me to see different and how to approach things on a different level. But also at the same time, it's not for me. It's for someone else that's going to be going through, but don't know how to express themselves openly or verbally. Having the thought that they're going to be ridiculed, or people are going to look at them differently, or people are going to think that they're weak. You're not weak at all. You're strong. What they don't teach us is that we're not just human beings, but we're superhuman beings. We would not have been created, okay, just to dwell upon the planet. It's fall time right now. We see the leaves are changing colors and they're falling off the branches. That's not who we are. We wasn't created to fall off the branch and then allow the wind just to blow us in every direction. We have a direction. We have a purpose. The things that you went through in life and the things that you're still going through today, please don't allow those things to keep you back from being who you were created to be. Today, I'm a speaker. I went to MIT, and the title of the certification that I have is Persuasive Communication, Critical Thinking in order to enhance the message. I also attended Wentworth. I'm also a board member at a prestigious community center here in Boston. I've also had the privilege of being a facilitator for young men between the ages of 16 through 21 who are going through some things in their life today, who are going through that fear of failure, that fear of success, the fear of the unknown. And my chief aim is to teach them that this is their formative years. These little years that they're being created and built up for what they want to become. They did not say they want to be hanging out on the block. That wasn't their dream as a kid. They didn't say they want to have an ankle bracelet on them and be monitored 24 hours a day. They didn't say that. They got caught up in the manipulation of the population, the gross deception. And I was one of them young men too. And there are many others out here who have gotten caught up, who have lost their way. But trust this, God is not finished writing your story. Who are we to take the pen back? When we take the pen back and we begin to write a narrative for ourselves, sometimes the ink runs out and we don't know what else to write. But God knows. He knows best. Today, I'm sharing this with you to let you know that you have greatness in you, regardless of what you've been through. Depression, hurt, fear, pain, and all the isms. If you're still upon this planet and you're allowed to wake up in the morning and take a deep breath and see the sun rising as well as see the sun setting at the end of the day, you have a greater opportunity. You have an opportunity to do something different. You have an opportunity to change that narrative. But first, we have to begin to trust in a greater source, greater than ourselves. We have to begin to believe that we made some mistakes. We've had some failures. But looking back at the mistakes and those failures, what have we learned? Because in progression, there's a lesson. In the lesson, there's a great blessing. Hold tight. Hold on. This is not the end for you, because I know it's not the end for me. My story hasn't ended yet. There are some people who came into my life who are no longer in my life. Just because they're no longer in my life doesn't mean that it's the end of my story. It's the end of their part in my story, but it's not the end of my story.